Welcome back, Commander. In this video, we'll be featuring the Pacific Front as an allied subfaction from a Red Alert 2 mod called Mental Omega. Mental Omega is a free unofficial expansion pack for Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge. It started off as a balance modification created by Speeder and Meviter and was first released in 2005. After a few years, it had grown into an unofficial sequel with new campaigns for the Allies, Soviets, and Yuri. Now, version 3.3 marks the end of the long road and is the final iteration of the Mental Omega mod series. Enhanced with the powerful Ares expansion DLL, Mental Omega 3.3 introduces an entirely new faction to the play, the technologically advanced Foehn Revolt, as well as continues to bring new features to Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge, while maintaining a strong sense of gameplay balance. But before we begin, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so we can help deliver more info on the battlefield. The Pacific Front is the most recent member of the Allied forces, who hastily joined when the threat of China began to loom on the horizon. Due to the need to quickly mobilize as many forces as possible in preparations for the war, the modern Pacific Front arsenal is partially comprised of former civilian or law enforcement machines converted into military weapons, with help of the renowned Konigawa Industries. Combining long-range weaponry and cryogenic tech, the Pacific Front offers a lot of versatility to their allies. Their hero Norio, donning the mighty Garuda power armor, their Black Eagle fighter jets assert the absolute dominance of the Pacific Front over the skies, while the Hyperion keeps it clear of enemy threats. After graduating from Waseda University, Tamakawa initially found employment as a police officer assigned to the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's Anti-Riot Squad Division before joining the Japanese Rocketeer Division. Norio uses the Garuda power armor, of which only a few were made. Capable of flying at incredible speeds, Norio is well equipped to deal with air and ground threats, freezing enemy infantry with a built-in cryo rifle and destroying enemy armor and aircraft with a burst of guided missiles. The suit allows Norio to resist an amazing amount of anti-aircraft fire, though concentrated fire will eventually overwhelm him. The Robot Ops Control Center controls special Pacific Front drones, which can be deployed on the battlefield through support powers, the Hunter Seeker in tandem with the Allied War Factories, and the standalone Zephyr robot. Moreover, the Robot Ops Control Center acts as the technology expander for the Pacific Front, enabling new weapons and options in the tech tree. The Hunter Seeker support power will release up to 5 Hunter Seeker drones, one per an Allied War Factory build, which will pick a high-priority target and deal as much damage as possible upon the drone's impact. On its path, the drone will also fire a small laser at nearby targets. The Zephyr robot support power allows you to place a beacon drone anywhere on the battlefield and use it for a long-range Zephyr artillery bombardment. To use, select any Zephyr units you have and order them to attack the beacon. The drone will disappear after a while, or if it's taken too much damage from the Zephyrs. The Kappa is a creature from Japanese folklore known to dwell in bodies of water, preying on humans and cattle. Like its mythical brethren, the Kappa tank can traverse any body of water with ease, allowing it to attack unsuspecting enemies from almost any direction. Many Soviet and Epsilon bases have fallen victim to the Kappa's ability to overwhelm an enemy through a shoreline assault. The Kappa takes a lot of engine power to keep it afloat and achieve speeds as high as the robot tank does, which comes with more difficulty due to this tank's larger weight and the fact that it is still a manned vehicle. However, due to the similar speeds, it makes a perfect companion to the robot tank. After several exhausting battles against the Chinese divisions, the Pacific Front forces have taken big losses to their armored and infantry forces. Losses taken were so severe that the scientists of Konigawa Industries desperately attempted to find a way to increase the survivability rate of their troops. Finally, the answer came with an improbable new equipment, named the Negation Field. This device was capable of reverting the destructive nature of every projectile to the point where attacking would simply heal the target, with an opposite result for any repairing or healing tool. After several tests and positive results of this new weapon's efficiency, negation fields in compact form have been given to soldiers on armored hoverboards. Those who mastered the potential of this tech have been named the suppressors. Some of the Pacific Front's enemies speculate that it is based on previously undiscovered Einstein's chrono research. What is known is that the suppressors quickly earned their fame in battle, and now are favorite support units of many Pacific Front commanders, capable of fighting on both land or water and supporting frontline assaults with great results. Whenever there are suppressors on the field, the casualty ratio for the Allied troops is ensured to stay low. The Tsurugi is the Pacific Front equivalent of the IFV used by the other Allied factions. This power suit comes with several advantages. It has an enhanced turret, which allows it to react to incoming threats faster than the other IFV, increased passenger survivability rate, and is completely impervious to environmental hazards such as radiation and toxins. Previously used in law enforcement, the Tsurugi was initially planned to be fully automated. Unfortunately, when a Tsurugi's test AI malfunctioned during a demonstration in Tokyo, killing a businessman, the idea was scrapped in favor of a human pilot. The Zephyr artillery is a self-propelled anti-tank artillery utilized by the Pacific Front to combat large armor columns from a safe distance. The Zephyr robot support power allows Zephyrs to target anything on the battlefield for a short, while by shooting at the small stationary drone deployed on the battlefield through the use of this support power. Though a formidable foe at long range, the Zephyr is lightly armored in order to incorporate the needed targeting mechanisms. The minimum range of the weapon is another one of its weak points, so it shouldn't be sent unguarded into the field. Designed by the Kandi Gawa Industries branch complex in South Korea, the Black Eagle's position as one of the best fighters in the world is uncontested to this day. Its good armor, great speed, and advanced weaponry makes this dealer of death one of the biggest airborne threats to the Allies' enemies. With its devastating cryogenic missiles, the Black Eagle is capable of taking out many enemy units in a single run. Whatever unit survives its strike might still perish due to the material-shattering low temperatures caused by the missile's residue. The Black Eagle is a status symbol for the Pacific Front, a testament to their undeniable superiority when it comes to aerospace technology. Another massive contribution made by the Pacific Front to the Allied cause came in the form of the battle tortoise. This moving citadel is capable of carrying several infantry units and allowing them to lead fire from its many operable gun ports, along with its heavy machine gun to combat infantry and missile launcher against armored and airborne targets. Due to the heavy layers of armor, the battle tortoise is not only capable of soaking up tons of damage, it can also simply crush smaller vehicles with its weight. Of course, the tortoise has its drawbacks. The battle tortoise can prove to be very costly if destroyed or captured. Raining icy destruction from the skies above, the Hailstorm is the Pacific Front's premier siege engine. Formerly used to combat forest fires in Australia, the Hailstorm makes use of a bomber aircraft that unleashes several payloads of high-yield cryogenic substances, turning buildings into brittle constructs which easily collapse under their own weight. Though incredibly effective against structures and other hardened targets, the vehicle's hailjet bomber is vulnerable to anti-aircraft fire. When the Pacific Front joined the Allies in light of the Soviet threat from China, the Japanese contributed an amazing piece of technology to the Allied arsenal. The Blizzard tank was originally a non-lethal weapon, used to impede vehicles and immobilize unruly citizens or fleeing criminals with its unique thermal inversion weapon, which could cool down subatomic particles, making movement difficult. Now this weapon's effectiveness has been amplified to such a level that any organic material is quickly destroyed or, if more resistant, heavily slowed down under the stress of the absolute zero temperatures inflicted by the Blizzard tank. Its precision and rapid fire, making it a surprisingly effective weapon against all types of aircraft as well. Even though this weapon can outrange most conventional tanks and its effectiveness against infantry is undisputed, it only does negligible damage to structures. The Hyperion is Pacific Front's exclusive advanced principle anti-aircraft defense, which can quickly deal heavy damage to enemy aircraft of all sorts thanks to its powerful thermal inversion cannon. However, due to its features of fast response, powerful continuous fire, and long attack range, the Hyperion is very resource-heavy to maintain. Thus, only 2 such devices can be present at once on the battlefield. The cryomines are a uniquely mixed cryo charge combined with a light explosive that doesn't deal a lot of damage to enemy units on its own, and is not capable of completely immobilizing them in a place like the other cryo-based weaponry. Despite that, it is still very effective in disrupting enemy formations. The charge causes a rapid but short-lasting deep freeze, which results in a simultaneous decrease of the affected object's armor and speed. This makes cryomines much more versatile in use compared to the others. This ends the Subfaction Spotlight series of Mental Omega 3.3 mod for Red Alert 2. If you want more Subfaction Spotlight series like these, Please click the like button and comment down below on what you want to see next. It will greatly help me deliver more top secret info to you and to our comrades. Until next time, Commander, battle control terminated.